I would like to call to order the Board of Education meeting for May 5, 2026. The board will now hear comments on closed session agenda items. Members of the audience must submit a blue speaker request form before the meeting begins. Members who wish to provide public comments via Zoom must indicate their intent before the meeting begins by selecting the raise hand button. We are finalizing the list of speakers who wish to address the board related to closed session topics. If you're joining via Zoom, please use the raise hand reaction now. To remain consistent with those attending in person, we will only recognize those with their hands raised now, and we will not add any further speakers to the queue once we begin. The board will not respond to questions posed by those making public comments. The board will now convene to a closed session. No? Shall I start now? Ready? The board will now convene open session and report out from closed session. Open session of the Board of Education meeting is live on YouTube. Visit the NHUSD Board of Education web page for the link. Relative to closed session item 3A, the board took action in closed session to approve a settlement agreement on OAH case number 2026020388. The agreement resolves the matter in its entirety. The approval was made by a unanimous vote. Regarding item number 3B through number 3D, the board took no action. Members of the community may submit public comments to board via email at publiccomment@nhusd.k12.ca.us. Before each meeting, the board did not receive public comments via email for tonight's meeting. Members of the audience may address the board on any school board related matter that are not on the agenda during agenda item number 6 or on during agenda item 7. Members of the audience must submit a blue speaker request form before the meeting begins. Members who wish to provide public comment virtually via video conference must indicate their intent before the meeting begins by selecting the Raise Your Hand button. We are now finalizing the list of those who wish to address the board tonight. If you're joining us via Zoom, please use the raise hand reaction now. To remain consistent with those attending in person, we will only recognize those with their hands raised now, and we will not add any further speakers to the queue once we begin. The board will not respond to questions posed by those making public comments. Thank you. And now, student Bella will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Bella. May I have a volunteer to lead us? May I have a roll call, please?
Here.
Here.
Here. Here.
Here.
Here, thank you. May I have a motion and second to approve tonight's agenda?
So moved. Second.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye, thank you. May I have a volunteer to read the land acknowledgement? Thank you. Trustee Irby?
We want to open this meeting by acknowledging with respect and love that the land we are on today is the traditional ancestral homeland of the Ohlone Chochenyo First People. We recognize and thank the Ohlone people as the original stewards of this land. Indigenous people must not be spoken about in past contexts as if they left on their own accord when the real causes were white supremacy, manifest destiny, and U.S. colonization. By recognizing we stand on the occupied indigenous territory of the Ohlone people, we recommit ourselves to listen to Native leadership and stand in solidarity with people struggling against systems of oppression throughout the world, past and present.
Thank you, Trustee Irby. Are there any blue cards for topics that are not on the agenda?
We have no blue cards for non-agenda items.
Thank you.
Are there any hands up for non-agenda items? Okay.
Yes, please. McAvoy, could you please share?
Hi, sorry, I'm speaking for on the agenda.
On the agenda, okay.
That's fine.
Yes, please go ahead.
Good evening, board. My name is Mac McAvoy, and I'm a sophomore at James Logan High School, and this is my second time speaking on this issue, and I'm glad that it has made its way onto the agenda. We care so deeply about our communities, and we are committed to making our district safe for everybody inside of it. There is no evidence that ICE specifically prioritizes sanctuary districts for enforcement actions, and such policies actually create standardized legal barriers that can deter enforcement. Making our district a sanctuary district doesn't place any targets on us beyond those we already have from being in a sanctuary state. ICE used to hold around 170 children in detention centers on an average day, and ICE has reached a record high of more than 400 children held in ICE detention on June 26, 2025, and the number has only risen since then. In no universe should children be wrongfully detained and ripped away from their families. Children deserve certainty that they will be safe. I say this once again, in a world with so little humanity, I urge you to use your humanity to make New Haven a sanctuary district. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any speakers? Okay,
On the agenda.
on the agenda item?
Yes, we have 8 speaker cards on the agenda. The first speaker is Jose Zavala.
How did I start? Good morning, board. My name is Jose Zavala. I'm a senior at James Logan High School, and I grew up in New Haven. And I'm also part of ESJ, the Ethnic Studies and Social Justice Academy at Logan. And as you all have known, we're all like working on the sanctuary district resolution. That's what a lot of us are going to be speaking about today. And this resolution is more than just a simple thing to put in writing. It is a commitment to make protections and safeties for the students, staff, and families that are a part of New Haven. And so far, I've heard great feedback and support from all the board. However, Superintendent Thompson, you're repeatedly taking a stance against this resolution and opted to try and find alternative solutions and attempting to point out flaws and concerns about this resolution and saying it's putting a target on our back. However, we cannot keep playing it safe. We need to take a stance right now. And truthfully, the reason you are not as bent over this pressing matter as the rest of us are is because you cannot relate to this. You're not a person of color. You're not an immigrant. You're not in a working class household. You make over $300,000 annually, and you cannot and will not be able to understand the struggles that people of color go through every single day. You cannot understand the importance of this resolution, but almost anyone else in this room can and does. The students of New Haven do as well. So do the parents, the staff, and communities housed by New Haven Unified. So board, the matters at hand cannot be fixed with some minor additions to a non-existing resolution. We need to build from the ground up to make a change and take a stance against the attacks we're facing as a community. And this is where, as a collective, we need to begin. Thank y'all for your time.
Thank you, Jose.
Next speaker is Vanya Gonzalez.
Good evening. My name is Vanya Gonzalez, and I am a sophomore in the Ethnic Studies and Social Justice Academy at James Logan High School. At the last meeting, I made my stance towards the passing of the Sanctuary District Resolution clear and related with urgency. The passing of this resolution can determine the futures of the students at James Logan High School and under the New Haven Unified District. It determines their well-being, the safety, and their educative path. How can I not feel this urgency and fear? I don't have a complex story to capture your attention at this time. My words might not resonate with you because they're not sugar-coated or from the same perspective as yours. But what you cannot deny is that this is a distressing reality for anyone. All I want you to take from this is my need in you passing this resolution and taking this campaign seriously. Hear out what the scholars at the ESSJ Academy have to say, because they are not fighting for childish reasons. They are fighting for their community and for a change, while other people in powerful positions comply in silence. Take all of our concerns to heart. Use the power that you have to help your community as well. Be on the right side of history. Thank you.
And next speaker is Diego Zavala.
Hello, my name is Diego Zavala, and I'm a 10th grade sophomore student attending at James Logan High School in the ESSJ Academy, and I'm pushing to make a New Haven a sanctuary district. The entirety of these meetings are to talk about pressing issues that affect our district, and this is a pressing issue. Parents fear for their children, making them stay at home for their own protection. As a result of this, attendance levels drop, and with that, school funding. Having a sanctuary district prevents this from happening as well. If you truly cared about the young students in our schools and want to make New Haven a safe haven, put yourself in a parent's shoes. Wouldn't you be scared of your child's safety, whether they'll be taken by ICE in any minute? If you would want an impact to make, sorry, if you would want an impact to happen, make this one. Having a sanctuary district protects families. Have a second to think. How are families affected by this? If you care to protect those in your family, imagine how other parents feel. Wouldn't you want to protect your children from an unforgiving force which spreads fear and violence? That's only goal is to separate families? Could you even grasp an idea of your child being stripped away from you? Take a look around students themselves. Come to talk about this matter. The youth lead generations, and if we make this sanctuary district, we could protect the youth, ourselves, and future generations. This isn't just another policy decision, but the thought of shaping our community and how we want it to be. Thank you.
Next speaker is Jensen Oliva.
Hello, board members. My name is Jensen Oliva, and I've been a student within NHUSD for the majority of my life. And I'm also here on behalf of the Ethnic Studies and Social Justice Academy. The last time I was here, you had mentioned that you would look thoroughly over our current policies in place in order to create a revised resolution for our district regarding a sanctuary identity. Though it's more than just looking over to replace the old with the new, it's about making sure that our community is aware and in the loop with the proposed language so we can fully ensure safety is the standard for everyone. Our resolution is designed to fully support our families, students, and staff, and to just pick it apart and choose which ones you'd like to use and throw away which you don't is a waste of the voices and time that was spent by the people of New Haven. We have given you the language and materials used that makes sure we can better protect our community, but it's the responsibility of the board members to continue to support this resolution and follow through with what's been said. We urge you all to continue to take a proactive stance for a sanctuary district to better support our New Haven families. Thank you.
Next is Elijah Nguyen.
Good evening, board. I doubt I need to reintroduce myself, but my name is Elijah Nguyen, and I'm currently attending James Logan High School as a junior. I'd like to start off by thanking you for even listening to a proposal of a sanctuary district resolution and being so open to listen to your community. And we'd like for that momentum to be kept. Last time I was here, I spoke about the why, and now I'm here to speak about the how. I firmly believe that it would better serve our community if a new resolution, specifically the resolution ESSJ has already drafted, is formally passed. Small edits to existing policies, which are already difficult to find per my last speech, are easily overlooked. A new resolution shows that our district is proactive and willing to make new changes that protect our community. And if the board ultimately decides not to proceed with the ESSJ resolution as written, we respectfully request that we are given the opportunity to review, provide feedback on, and help shape any revised version. Because us students most affected by these policies should not be excluded from the process of defining them. But I do feel it is important to note that the resolution proposed by ESSJ is grounded in actual research conducted within our district. 39.7% of students in NHUSD fear ICE presence, and 15.9% have been personally affected or know someone who has. Most concerning of all, only 3% of students report that they feel protected by the school board. That number should not sit comfortably with any of us, because what that tells us is even if protections already exist, students do not feel them. And if students do not feel safe, then those protections are not working in practice. We cannot rely on protections that are hidden or difficult to find. And we cannot expect students to feel safe under policies that they do not even know exist or are weakly worded. I understand that there are concerns about the language of ESSJ's resolution being too aggressive or too direct, but we are living in an era where students are already facing aggression from our government. Softened policies do not match the reality that students are experiencing every single day, especially with the increase in ICE activity within California. Clarity shouldn't be something that our district deems as extreme. This visibility is more necessary now than it ever was, and we should not be scared of stepping up to protect our community just because of verbiage. So board, I urge you to pass ESSJ's resolution so we can ensure that students and families feel protected. Make New Haven a safe haven. Thank you.
Next, we have Jayla Baranque.
Hi, I'm Jayla Barinke, a sophomore at James Logan High School in the Ethnic Studies and Social Justice Academy, class of 28. As I mentioned before at last meeting I spoke at, I've been a part of the NHUSD district since my years at Alvarado Elementary, and I've seen how current protocols fall short in ensuring safety in the presence of ICE. Again, as I mentioned before, 58.5% of our NHUSD staff feel extreme fear about ICE presence within the district. So if you can't empathize with the vulnerable families of the students here enough to pass this resolution, the least you can do is empathize with your very own peers and those who are working beside you who fear for their safety in their place of work. We are all speaking here today not only to urge you to adopt a sanctuary school district resolution, but to urge you to use the power you hold to protect the immigrant families of our community. Changes and attempts to alter this resolution does not ensure that our board has gone to its full extent to protect the people of this community, and it is vital that you join us in taking a stand and implementing the proactive policies this resolution provides. Thank you.
Next, we have Nikki Lee.
Good evening, board members. My name is Nikki Lee, a student representing the James Logan Ethnic Studies and Social Justice Academy class of 2028. This will be my second time speaking on the same issue as I was here previously 13 days ago on Tuesday, April 21st. Now that this campaign has been brought to your attention, I want to first establish that adjusting or placing a new amendment above ours is a non-negotiable option. Approximately 30,000 residents across Union City alone are foreign-born, and a sanctuary like ours is present to protect those here, whether that's legal or illegal. This campaign is more than just an initiative. It is a promise that every student can walk into school feeling safe. Every teacher can focus on what matters most. Every family can rest a little easier. And our entire NHUSD community can move forward with confidence and peace of mind. As stated in the last meeting, this is a necessary layer on California's pre-existing sanctuary state jurisdiction. According to our staff surveys, there is no drawback to increasing this accessibility to those who are in need of it the most. The number of having about 5% of our staff feel completely protected by the NHUSD from ICE presence isn't enough, nor does that number voice the needs of concerns of the majority 95% who feel naked under the set protections of our district. And if that's just our staff, what about our students? The students who we hold responsible of their private demographics, education, and safety. I ask you, please take the time to process the voices here today that are actively advocating for this campaign, because this isn't just about today. It's about every tomorrow that follows. The decision we make now will echo in our classrooms, in our homes, and in the lives of everyday students and staff members that we serve. This is about the future we're choosing to build, starting with this campaign. Thank you.
Next is Millicent Dizon.
Good evening, board. My name is Millicent Dizon. I am a parent to 2 scholars. I'm an advocate for ESSJ. I am a homeowner and also a business owner. I would like to talk about the details, the nitty-gritty of what I read, what was posted. And I did read the document titled Draft Immigration Resolution. And frankly, it's quite non-robust. It doesn't give any specific details as to what the school district will be doing specifically. I am more inclined to vote for the ESSJ sanctuary resolution, and why I like it is because it is specific, and I would like to bring up some of those specificities. I really liked how in page 2, it says, the district creates and hires a dedicated immigrant resource coordinator, a funded role, categorized under community school coordinator. This is an actual person. This is a face. This is somebody that can be empathetic, supportive, and really give the resources and the assurance that the district is going to protect and do their jobs and make us feel more secure. So I'm not going to waste your time reading the data because you do have it, but I would like you to seriously consider that the ESSJ resolution is the better one. Thank you.
No more blue cards.
Thank you, Dr. Johnson. Now, do we have a report from CSEA President? Thank you. Okay, seeing none. Do we have a report from NHGA President? Seeing none, thank you. Recognition, okay, now we will hear from Assistant Superintendent about TWDL. Thank you.
You could clap for me too.
Good evening, President Rafe, members of the Board, Superintendent Thompson, and staff and families. I'm here to celebrate our Mandarin Dual Immersion program's transition. Over 7 years ago, due to the success of our Spanish Dual Immersion, our superintendent proposed that we open up another language program, our Mandarin program. We spent quite some time, hired excellent staff to begin the planning, and then the pandemic happened. Our families continued their faith in the program and signed on, registered, and we began our first dual immersion program online during the pandemic. I'm really proud and happy and honored to say that our families have stayed with us, our programs have grown, and our staff have increased. I am extremely proud of our partnership, the dedication of the staff, our students, most importantly, but again, the partnership from our families to make our program what it is today. We continue to grow at Guy Emmanuel, and our students are transitioning to Cesar Chavez this coming year. So tonight is celebrating this first cohort of our students. We have a short video for you, and our students will be coming in to do a short performance, and then we're gonna pass out some honors of medals for them. Okay, so with that, I'm going to ask us to start the video. Okay, before the students perform, I do want to acknowledge the staff and the administrators in the room that have supported the program and the students over the years. Our site administrators are here to celebrate, Ms. Marquez, Ms. Small. Our dual immersion coach, Jennifer Wu, is here. And of course, our teaching staff are in the room as well. So I want to celebrate them and honor them as well for all their hard work. And now it's your turn, students.
I carry two voices inside of my mind, two ways to think, two worlds to start. When one word hides, another shines, two different rhythms, both are mine. I cross the bridges others can't see, between you and me, between us and we. Not half of one, but double bright, two languages are my light.
我有两种语言在心中，两种声音一样从容，一种温柔，一种坚定，一起让我勇敢前行。
因为不同，我更强大，世界在我面前变大。说两种话，看两片天，双语让我走得更远。中国话 is a lively Mando pop song that celebrates the Chinese language and culture. It uses a catchy, playful melody and tongue twisters to showcase how Chinese is spoken around the world. The song's upbeat vibe and cultural pride makes it both fun and empowering. Let's enjoy 中国话。全世界都在学中国话，我不知的话，越来越国际化。全世界都在讲中国话，我们说的话，让世界都认真听话。
All right, thank you. So now I'm going to invite the board to come down and do the honor in offering their medals. All right, everyone got their medals? Okay, so now we're going to have a photo opportunity. So if you can turn around and face me, students, and back up towards the board members. I'm going to invite our superintendent here. Mr. Matt, oh, you're here.
I need you to get scoot in a little bit too. Yeah, if you're hiding right behind the podium, I'm not gonna be able to see you. Okay, look up here, big tall person. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Last minute, get in there. Okay, keep going. Kind of thought the kids would be the problem. They're not. Okay, thank you.
Did you give them time to? Next up is end of the year update from Dr. Thompson.
All right, it's hard to believe it's that time of year again, but we are here to share with you what some of the things that we've been working on for the year and some of the things that we're looking ahead towards. Mr. Delap, is it okay to, can you put the presentation up? There we go. Okay. So I like to start, we'll talk about just to refresh everybody on our strategic planning cycle, our goals, and then we'll get into what we've done with each of the goals. Shift over here. And we'll go from there. So we have a 3-year strategic plan and then a year of regrouping. We are currently in the second year of our 3-year plan, and we're kind of at the revise and celebrate stage of that plan. Next year will be the last year of our plan, and then we start the cycle all over again. This is our second full strategic planning cycle since I've been here. And our goals, there's 5 goals. I'd like to look at them this way. Our goal 1 is about student achievement. Goal 2 is about student support. Goal 3 is our employee goal, where we try to have a specific focus to keep our employees engaged. Goal 4 is our family goal, and goal 5 is about our facilities, budget, and all the different areas that make the district what it is and keep it running. And with that, I'm going to turn over the presentation to Assistant Superintendent Lee Stevens to talk about goal 1. Do you need the clicker, Lee?
Right, thank you, Dr. Thompson. So I'm here to present goal 1 and 2. Goal 1, as Dr. Thompson mentioned, is about teaching and learning. So all the goals that we develop in our strategic plan, this one is mostly connected into our student performance and academic access. So the current year accomplishments, we've highlighted a few. This year, we expanded our youth cinema project program from Cyril's Elementary to both middle school. And we were also able to introduce science of reading from kindergarten all the way through 5th grade with a lot of professional development, materials, and time for teacher and staff planning. We also had the opportunity to expand dual enrollment. Last year, if you recall, we first partnered with Cal State East Bay to provide our students automatic acceptance into the school upon their graduation should they meet the requirements. And this year, what they have is expanded the partnership in providing dual enrollment courses. So not only are our students at Logan taking a course for graduation purposes, for A through G purposes, they also earn college credit at the same time. This is in addition to our partnership with Chabot and Ohlone. We have developed, as you saw just moments ago, our transition plan for our Mandarin immersion to go into middle school. And we focus a lot this year in Goal 1 on professional development for all staff, certificated and classified. Areas include strengthening our understanding and student engagement of core content areas, student engagement, and so forth. And we've been able to see some success. Earlier in the year, you saw the data from last year where our graduation rates increased. We saw professional development in the areas of ELA and math, provided some academic achievement growth for our students. But one of the goals that we wanted is for our teachers to feel that the professional development are meaningful to them. And through the LCAP survey that our staff fills out, this is the first time in 7 years that we've had over 80% of our staff feeling like the professional development is very geared to their needs and has supported them in being better instructors. So what that means is for next year, we want to continue those professional development practices, getting really good at engaging our students, strengthening our staff collaboration. While there's professional development, we don't often have time for staff to pause, connect with their staff, and to look at alignment across a grade level or a department. So that would be something we spend more time on next year. As we're celebrating our Mandarin immersion program transition, we're going to right away start working on a transitional plan for our Spanish dual immersion program to start high school the following year. So we're going to spend some time on that. We're going to continue to look at expanding our learning opportunities during the day as well as after school. We've expanded a lot, brought a lot of programs, especially at our middle school, and looking at articulation going into high school. We brought Spanish. We brought speech and debate. We brought robotics. We introduced animatronics. So we're going to continue to build on those opportunities for students to have access to a wide range of interests while supporting their academic achievement needs. And I'm also really proud that Conley Carabello next year will begin to offer courses in the core content areas that are A to G. So they can be part of that East Bay cohort or future college aspirations. I'm going to move us to Goal 2, which is about access and supports for all students, but really focusing on our most vulnerable youth. Some of the items that we were able to continue on since we started the strategic plan is really continuing to focus on the dignity and belonging of our students. We know in our student LCAP survey data that's filled out from 5th graders to 12th graders, what they tell us is that they want us to do a better job in engaging them in the classroom. That is tied to Goal 1 of everything in terms of what teachers need to do to improve their craft and engagement, but also what gets in the way. This is really what the Goal 2 is about. So some of our efforts this year include hosting a Black Students Empowerment event. We just had actually last week, where we invited middle school and high school students to come together to work on voice, advocacy, and support, and to give us some suggestions on how we can move improve in serving the student group moving forward. Both the middle schools as well as both secondary and elementary schools have started with PBIS as well as restorative practices. And these two areas are really looking at climate and culture of a site. If students are not feeling fully engaged in the class or their school, they're not going to be successful. So this work that we're partnering with Santa Clara County is really looking at how we support, engage in conversation, and holding restorative conversations with our students, between students and staff to improve the conditions. And last but not least is refining our equity tool. So last year we introduced an equity walk tool. The purpose of that is getting our site administrators, educators, classroom educators, as well as district office staff to go into classrooms to look at the experiences through a student's lens. What our students are learning, how engaged they are, how well they are gaining the content or skills and concept. And we've worked to improve the tool and the look-fors, if you will, since the first round last year. And this year, we're almost at 4,000 visits. So we're really proud of the data that we're able to collect to support us in improving the conditions, again, for our students to help with engagement and access. Okay, with that, I'm going to introduce Derek.
Okay. All right. Hello, everybody. So goal 3, the first iteration, as you know, really was to start making our staff feel better again. It really was something that we really wanted to make a targeted, deliberate, district-wide and at the sites to make staff feel appreciated and to want to be here and to give back to our students, because we know happy staff, happy students. So the second iteration has been this one right here, where we're really focusing on now, what do staff need if they're going to be here? And being in this district for 30, 35 years, it can be a marathon. So trying to figure out ways to help people grow wherever they are. If you're a custodian, if you're a teacher, if you're a principal, where do you want to go in 5 years? Trying to help people with that pathway and trying to figure out ways to get them to where they want to go has been a real focus for the last 2 years. Some of the accomplishments this year of the 4 different action initiatives, really in focusing on employee wellness. That's always a thing. It's like if you see the emails that go out from all the different staff, whether it's principals, it's Zeta's department, it's my department with the newsletter that goes out from Camila Green, it's always about wellness, checking in on staff to see how they're feeling. The PD day that we did, we had one for specifically with personnel dealing with the belonging and dignity for office settings. So we can figure out ways to help people feel like, hey, you're feeling good. How do you make sure that the people coming into the office, whether they're parents, whether they're students, that they're feeling appreciated, that they're feeling well received, and that makes them want to be there. So that's been a big focus for us this year. The other action initiative, number 2, is about growth opportunities. I spoke a little bit about that. One of the things that we've been looking at this year is trying to figure out ways to get students into para and teaching positions. Many of them want to be teachers in the system. They know that many of the staff here were once students, and they want to figure out, how do I get on that path? So we're trying to figure out ways to help them. One of the ways that we do that is Jody Schwartzfarb's class for future teachers has them take the para test. They take the para test. They become paras over the summer during summer school. Some of them are actually working as paras this year while they're going to college. That way, when they want to go into, they want to find out if they want to actually be teachers, because being in a classroom setting when you're not a student and you're actually a para or a teacher is a very different experience. And for lots of them, it's been super valuable. And so that has really helped us narrow. We used to have 60 vacancies for paras district-wide. We have less than 10 now. One of the other things we do for teachers, or excuse me, for paras, is paras who are in the system want to be teachers. There's a bridge program. We help fund some of their stipends so that they can actually go to the bridge program to get on a pathway to become teachers, to get their credential. Many of the teachers who are currently in our system now were once paras. One of our new principal appointments just recently, the last meeting we had, was a para who became a teacher and now is a principal. So that pathway is definitely something we're focused on. The other thing is that having teachers who want to become administrators, I mentioned last year we had an admin cohort. This year was the second year of that, trying to figure out ways to get people placed into positions when they're teachers, whether they're TOSAs or they're teachers with admin credentials who want to be principals, having them on a pathway to be assistant principals and then maybe be in a site as a principal or at the district office is something that Camila and I meet with them often. One of the things that the superintendent does every month or so is we visit all the different sites and we meet with their staff after school at a staff meeting. At every meeting, when I do this little presentation, I tell them that story about how Camila and I are available for anyone who wants something different. You have been teaching fourth grade for 20 years. It can get stagnant. Having that change is really important. After every single meeting I've had this year, I've had at least 2 or 3 staff members from that site contact me the next day, and then we've had Google Meets with them to figure out ways for them to get into something different, whether it's going to administration, getting a credential, becoming a media specialist, whatever it might be to help them feel refreshed. So that's been a big focus for us this year. On digitizing and kind of creating structures, one of the things that's very evident if you work in my office or see my office staff or the payroll office in the business, it's very paper driven. The superintendent, when he came, was like, you guys are pretty paper driven. How can we become more paperless? In the last few years, we've really had a focus with Inform K-12 to digitize almost every single form we can to make it more efficient and to make it faster. And I think that it's really becoming something for the onboarding process, especially for new staff, getting people to get their contract on a virtual one rather than wait for a paper one, to get all the onboarding stuff done online very quickly has been a game changer for us. We already hire people quicker, but getting them on board where they don't renege and then not sign the contract, that has been a super quick turnaround, and this has been a part of that. The last initiative 4 is really the celebrations again. We do the kickoff at the beginning of the year. Some of you actually attend that. That was really great this year. It's really something that I think staff look forward to. It's something we got back to. The Cheers for the Years is actually coming up next week on the 14th, where we get to acknowledge all the people who are retiring in the system and then the employees of the year. So that's always a really fun night. So if you can join us on that night, it's really nice. The magazine that John Matos and Victor in the digital services department, they've worked on, if you haven't seen it, beautiful. It really displays what our district is. And I'm really proud of that. It's not my department, but it's really every department has a piece of goal 3, and I really appreciate the work they've done. Let's see, did I hit that? Oops, I'm sorry. The wrong one here. So preparing for next year. Next year I won't be here, but Camila Green is the one who's been the spearhead of a lot of the work that we do with employee sort of assistance, with employee celebrations, all the different Wellness Wednesdays things that we do, everything with Cheers for the Years. Debbie in my department and my staff, and then Camila really spearhead a lot of that work. So a lot of the work that's on here, regardless who is in this position, they do a lot of that work and they really do care about the employees. I do think that having outreach, we had a meeting with the county director, Kristen Bajura last week. And right before, actually 2 weeks ago, Hui Stevens, and they really, really were listening to some of the things that we were talking about trying to help people get into these pathways to get into different jobs. And they were really trying to figure out ways to partner with us and be kind of think about ways to help us get people where they want to go, because I do feel like that's a problem everywhere. And I do feel like that has been a really good helping hand that we haven't had in the past. So that's been something nice. The last piece is the substitute teacher pool this year has been better than it's ever been since the pandemic. And so that's something we're focusing on again. And I know that as we go, this tends to be a moving target, but whenever there's an issue, I know that my department and then the principals at the sites really do want to make sure our employees feel valued. So that's been the good work. And I hope that next year is a good, successful end to this 3-year project. So goal 4, is that you, John?
Goal 4 is our family goal, and we have 4 different action initiative areas related to that, mostly about strengthening our relationships with families and better communicating with them. So this year we had I think we've had more parent outreach and engagement opportunities than I've ever seen in any district I've ever worked for. I think actually when we reflect and move forward next year, we're going to have to look at consolidating a little bit because we had so many opportunities. We'd have times where I think parents were just overwhelmed with the different opportunities that were there, parent workshops, collaborative events, dignity and belonging, professional developments for parents and opportunities to learn. So that was a big focus. Our app, our New Haven app was launched this year as well. And so we're happy to do that. This year was the first year we've had family service assistants assigned to the school sites as well. So that's a person that's there to help parents with issues that come up, help disseminate information. Actually, immigration's a perfect opportunity. If there are any issues that parents are having, the family service assistants are often the first point of contact. They can also share the information that we have available. So that's been something that has been helpful this year and will continue. As we're moving forward next year, again, I think we are going to be regrouping, looking at all the opportunities we're provided and looking at ways that we can maybe consolidate some of it and advertise it in a way that doesn't seem as spread out, I guess, in terms of the multiple opportunities, and try and focus them on more specific ones. So that will definitely continue. We'll continue to work with our family service assistants at the sites to help, and it will, again, help them get out the information that our families need about any topics of concern or that they should know about from the district level. So that will be next year moving forward. Our Assistant Superintendent of Business Services, Kevin Franklin, normally does Goal 5. He could not be here tonight, so I'm going to cover Goal 5 for him. And this, again, 4 action and issues related to this goal, mostly focused on the physical components and the fiscal components of our district. And you'll see, you probably have seen, and you will see now in the next few years, a lot happening in this area. One of the things that we know some students have noticed is this year was the first year we've really had our new central kitchen fully operational, and they have started the scratch cooking program, which means that instead of buying food out and then just that's packaged and heating it and serving it, they're making it and delivering it to students at the school site. Logan has the Colt Corral, I think it's called, that is an example of that. At the elementary level, they're also starting that, and that will continue and fully be implemented next year. So that's been a huge change in food quality and food distribution for our students. We've also really kicked into high gear a lot of the projects related to Measure N and finishing up some of the projects related to Measure M, new playgrounds and play structures at a lot of our sites. The fields at CCMS and IVCMS are finally coming together. IVCMS will start soon. CCMS, if you've been by there, that field project is underway. We have the audio enhancement systems in every one of our classrooms now, or will be by the start of next year, which provides projection for teachers, microphone to project their voices. Also has a safety feature where you press a button and it automatically triggers an emergency response. Every teacher has that. And it also offers real-time translation for students that need that assistance. So the teacher could be speaking in English, the student could be hearing it in Mandarin in real time. So every one of our classrooms will have that in place for next year. And it's already in place at several of our schools already. So this is more, the next year's goals are basically a continuation of what I'm just describing now. Although what you'll see is a lot more of the projects that we have will start to move forward. The Logan design is going to be a big one. They won't be entering construction next year, but if all goes well, by the end of next year, we'll be starting to mobilize for the Logan High School Modernization Project. There are a number of other projects related to Measure N that will move forward as well. And again, we'll finalize our audio enhancement project and continue to expand our food services improvements. So that's a lot. And that's our presentation. So we hit all 5 goal areas. We'll take any questions now if you have them.
Thank you, Dr. Johnson. Now the board will now
President
convene.
Rafe, sorry, I had a question.
Oh,
Sorry. This is for Dr. Thompson. This is for goal 4. I just wanted some clarification. You said we have a family service assistant at every school site now,
That's correct.
and they're present full-time?
They're present. We have some that share sites.
I see.
At 2 schools, but they are available at all sites.
And they do provide help with immigration?
They can, if a parent
if
has a
needed.
question, they have access to all the information
They
that
have-
we have for them.
Great, thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Kumar. You're going? No? Any other board member have any questions? Okay. Trustee Gonzalez?
Yeah, on goal 1, it's good to hear that staff feels like they're really getting professional development. I know in my district, I don't feel that. I feel that I'm not getting my professional development. And I use the science of reading, the UFly, and you know, I can attest to how great it is. My question is there a like some mentoring going on, coaching going on at each school site?
There is, and I think I'll turn it over. I'll let Ms. Stevens handle that one.
Yes, we have our, through actually, goal 3, part of goal 3 is induction, where we do have coaching and mentor teachers that support new teachers in the program. And that we also have coaching from department heads and other coaches at the district office that support staff when there's a need that's specific to instruction or a content area.
Can I follow that up? So my biggest problem over the years is professional development. So we call them drive-by professional development, where they just tell you what, you know, we learn a new skill, but no, there's no coaching after that. There's no mentoring, like a refresher to see if we are on point together. There's no one there. Do we have that? Do we have a Tulsa
We have
at each site?
Yes, we do. We have TOSAs, and what we do is we survey our staff quite often on topics they feel they need additional professional development in. We really try to personalize it, like the full day of October PD was geared for that. We created over 60 topics based on staff responses. And we also collect, after every professional development, we collect survey feedback from our teachers of what they need in terms of next step. If it's new learning, whether it's a textbook adoption or a science of reading rollout, our TOSAs follow through from site to site to demonstrate lessons, give feedback, or co-construct lessons. So we have done that, and we schedule that with our school sites to make sure that they all have access to TOSAs.
Thank you. So now, public hearing. The board will now convene a public hearing to receive public testimony regarding the adoption of increased school facilities fees. Speakers will be given 2 minutes to comment on this matter only. Are there any speakers?
No
On-
blue cards.
And any on Zoom? Seeing,
No speakers.
thank you. So now we move to, there being no speakers. All righty. So information items. Are there any items from the board and superintendent? Trustee Gonzalez, you want to start?
Hello? Okay. Hi, everyone. There's a lot because this is my last meeting, so I'm just going to go ahead and take this opportunity to say everything I want to say. As always, I just want to say thank you so much to the ESSJ scholars for coming out. I always love to hear what you guys have to say, and what you say is obviously so important, and I love to hear it. And I think as young people, the opportunity to come here is huge, and you guys don't take that for granted. And so as always, thank you so much for coming out. As far as for things that are going on at Logan right now, this Friday is Special Olympics. Logan hosts it every single year. It's going to be my 3rd year emceeing, so I'm very excited about that. It'll be schools from Newark, Union City, Fremont, basically just all the Tri-City schools. So board, everyone here, we'd love for you to come out and support. It really is an event that I look forward to every year, and it's very nice to see everyone there, everyone participating. This Saturday is also our prom for juniors and seniors and anybody else who has a guest pass. It's being held at the Galleria in San Francisco, and I'm very excited for that. And then what do you know, in about, I think it's like 2 weeks almost, that we'll be graduating. So that's very exciting. And then because it is my last board meeting, I just want to say some words. I think I was 13 when I came here for the first time, and I said a couple words for CCMS's leadership program, and I would have never expected that 4 years later I would have this position and be sitting here with the actual board. So my time here has been such a joy, and it's just such an opportunity for myself that I never thought I would be able to have. And I think that, like, it just blows my mind that a student is able to come here and sit on this board. And I think it's something that shouldn't be taken for granted. And I'm so looking forward to see it continue to happen for years and years, because if you didn't know, not every district does have a student board representative. And so for this board to be able to give me that opportunity, to be able to give me this seat and this mic and just a chance to share my voice, it's so amazing. And if you're watching this and you're interested, years to come, do not take that opportunity for granted. Come speak your voice. It's incredible. And then just a couple shout outs, because it's always fun. First of all, I just want to say shout out to Jackie, because she is here. She's our current, or actually no, okay, period. Yes, Jackie, yes. Next year she's gonna be our ASB outreach, basically what I'm doing, but a lot better. She has so many visions. She's a current junior. She'll be going into her senior year, and I'm really excited for that. And then, just a couple other shout out to Naweed, because he's also here. He's our current ASB secretary. Shout out to my parents. They're also here. That's my mom recording, Iliana. She drives me to and from these meetings, and she's been such a big support to me, and she's never stopped supporting me. Shout out to my dad, Jose. Ever since I was really young, he's always told me that I have a voice and I was destined for something, for using my voice. And he's just built so much confidence in me, and it's one of the reasons why I can speak like this to this day. Shout out to the board for being so welcoming. I think that I would have been really, really nervous coming in if I didn't have such a supportive board. Shout out to Miss Gina. Miss Gina, she is literally so amazing. She's helped me out through all of this. And shout out to our team in the back. No one ever talks about you guys. There's a team, you guys can't see on the camera, but there's a team back there who helps us out so much. And then just a couple shout outs for the people at home who couldn't be here. Shout out to Miss Kim, Miss Elizabeth, Miss Pierre, Mr. Polk, my goat. And then shout out to my sister, Luna. Hi, Luna. I'm sorry you couldn't be here. I'm sorry that you're sick. Shout out to Kaylin, because I also know you're watching this too. And then I think that it's really cool that these are on YouTube, because people are going to be able to watch this forever. So just a couple last words from me. Use your voice. Never stop using your voice. Use your voice when you're weak. Use your voice when you're strong. Use your voice for yourself. Use your voice for other people. Just never stop utilizing your power to speak out. And yeah, thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you so much, Trustee Student Gonzalez. You'll always be welcomed here, and we'll miss you. And Trustee Kumar.
Thank you. Bella, I was going to say something later, but I think we all agree that it takes a special kind of teenager to give up their Tuesday evenings every month after month, and be here. There's so many things you could have been doing, but you chose to be here. Amazing. It's commendable. Thank you for your leadership, and thank you for your service. And I hope your love for service never goes away. It's great. Thank you. In terms of my updates, just a couple. Last few weeks were busy with the New Haven Fun Run, but I'm happy to report that it was a huge success. And I did want to take this opportunity to thank Dr. Thompson and his team. They really helped us, share the venue, share the day, share their crew. Thank you. We could not have done it without you. And then just, as a teacher, these are the last few weeks of the semester, so it's a crazy time. It's also a time for celebration. Graduation's coming up, both where I teach and here, so I'm really looking forward to all the graduation festivities here. Including yours.
Thank you, Trustee Kumar. Trustee Gonzalez.
Yeah, so, first of all, I want to commend, shout out to Wee Stevens for the, and all the staff at Emmanuel for the starting the dual program there at Dual. We don't give you enough credit for that, but I just want to recognize you for that. I also want to commend Student Trustee Gonzalez. For all my years on the board, 6 years plus, she's been one of, if not the best, student trustee on the board here. I'm proud to be confused, student trustee Gonzalez. I wish she was a relative. She's just brilliant. She gives me a lot of hope for the future. And your father actually has my grandfather's name, Jose Gonzalez. So yeah. But just a quick story. One time I got, after the meeting, had a disgruntled person come up and cuss me out. And student trustee came and she said, "Are you all right?" Checked in with me. So I really appreciate that, being checked in. Gonna miss you, but I know you're gonna be do something great in this world. So thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Irby.
I want to concur with my trustees to my right. And then also, I'm looking forward to hearing from you in the near future in all your endeavors. Other than that, again, thank you very much. And for the New Haven staff that put on New Haven Days, it was a fantastic event on Saturday. And a lot of feedback that I was receiving was that there were no poop on the shoes and their feet weren't cold and wet. So kudos to our New Haven Days staff to take care of all of that fun stuff. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Trustee Freeberg.
So I have a little correction. You are an actual board member. You're just a student board member. Don't invalidate your role. I will concur. You've been a phenomenal student trustee. It's amazing to hear you use your voice. I encourage the scholars that have shown up. You really are an example of using your voice and speaking out for yourself and the folks in your community who don't necessarily have those voices. You guys make me very proud. I also, we wrapped up the fun run, which the most awesome trustee Komar was the chair of. It was a great event. New Haven Day was a phenomenal event. We gave away every single t-shirt we had, which was great. And I think I'm still recovering. I think I did like close to 10,000 steps that day. But, anyway, I'll pass it over to President Rafe.
Thank you, Trustee Freeberg. And first, I'd like to thank Trustee Student Gonzalez for being a trustee with us, and we are going to really miss you. Thanks for all your help here. And I'd also like to thank our TWL team. The students were just amazing, and they just won our heart. It was beautiful. And talking about our student scholars, I'm very proud to have, I have great respect for the values that you guys bring to us and the teachers that are helping you. It's really I don't really have words to thank what you guys are doing. And please keep doing what you all are doing. And like standing up for justice for all. I really appreciate it. And I'd also like to thank our incredible teachers and educators and the classified staff of our school district and for your dedication and compassion and to shape the future of our students and like whom you're serving. Thank you so much. Dr. Thompson?
All right, I have a few updates. First is on the Cesar Chavez renaming process. So after the board at our last meeting authorized us to move forward, I had sat down with Principal Camacho and we came up with a timeline that could deliver a new name as early as June 2nd at that board meeting. It's aggressive, but where Principal Camacho's at in the process is he's getting his committee together. He has a group of names. He's putting that together. A survey went out today to the community at large about anybody who wants to suggest a name for the committee to consider, please do. We already heard from some people that we had a pretty tight timeline where it went out today and it closed Monday. We've already extended it to the 15th based on some feedback we have. But if we are going to try to get something to the board in June, we have to move pretty quickly. So the survey is open till the 15th. There's a community forum that will be held at Chavez on the 18th from 6 to 7 p.m. in the NPR over there. The committee will meet in between to review names that are suggested. We have some names already from the survey that Principal Camacho sent to the CCMS middle school community, but this one's going to everybody at large, and we're sending it out. We've contacted the city. We're sending it to anybody that we know that has connections within the community, just to share it as broadly as possible so we can gather as many names as we can. Again, we're really pushing to have the committee have names to the board by June 2nd. We can always fall back, but if we can get a new name to have the board approve one before the start of next year, it really helps considerably in terms of starting the year with the proper name. It's from construction purposes. We have a lot of stuff going on with signage that we have to hold off on until we get a name. So we'll see how it goes. Again, we're pushing hard. If you hear some grumblings in the community, this is why we're pushing so quickly, is because we really want it to have at least have the opportunity to try for a renaming in June. So spread the word. It's on our website. We sent it out to everybody, the community at large as well. New Haven Day, you can thank those that appreciated the dry shoes and no goose poop on their feet. You can thank Gina for that. It was her idea to move the events from the field to the street, and wow, I thought it was incredible. It had a street fair kind of feeling to it. I thought it was great, and there was a lot of hard work by a lot of people, and I want to thank all the maintenance and operations crew. They were there at 4 a.m. I mean, it was a lot of work. All of our performers and our teachers that put in so much time. It was an amazing. I thought it was great. So I want to thank everybody for that. And it's kind of fitting that we're thanking people because this week is Certificated Employee Appreciation Week. So it's if you're out there, thank a teacher, thank a certificated staff, counselor. School Nurses Day is this week. Those are the people that are working with our kids every day, making things happen. We can set goals here, but they have to make it all happen in the classroom. So thank you to all of our certificated employees. And finally, Bella, I've been working, I just was thinking about it up here, and it's been 20 years I've been working with school boards and working with student board members. And you are one of the very best that I've worked with. So Mom and Dad, nice job. Thank you for sharing your daughter with us. She's been great. Bella, we're going to miss you, but I can't wait to hear what you're doing. I know you're going to go on and do great things. So thank you for your time.
Thanks. And now Immigration and Family Support Resolution. Dr. Thompson?
Sure. So we, again, I want to thank our students for being such advocates for our families and our staff and our students. We couldn't talk about it at the last board meeting because it wasn't on the agenda. So we put it on as an information item for the board to consider what you want to do next. The ESSJ resolution is attached. There's a draft of a resolution that could be something you might want to consider. I know there was interest in what Hayward had done. So there's what they did is within the item as well. So for this item, it's really the board's time to have a discussion about next steps. One suggestion would be if you're looking at revising or even the ESSJ, considering that resolution, it might not be a bad idea to have like a small group, like 2 board members maybe come together with staff to review them. The ESSJ resolution, for example, has a lot in there. One of them is adding a new position, but I'm not sure they're aware that we already have positions at our sites that are doing this. So, and we don't currently have the position they're proposing or a budget for it. So I think there's some work that needs to be done before that could be adopted. Again, my suggestion would be if you're looking at that, maybe we can get, I don't know the timing of it, but if 2 board members would volunteer, we could work with them and try to come up with get feedback from the board as a whole tonight, and then work together to put either modify or do whatever we need to do with that resolution or a different one. And with that, I think it's time for you to have a discussion about it.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yeah, as someone who works for Hayward Unified, who has this resolution, it's outdated, and it doesn't have the bite or the teeth like the ESSJ sanctuary resolution one. And I know time is of the essence on this, and so I would like a 2-week window. Our next board meeting is in 2 weeks, correct? Yeah, that would be sufficient to have the resolution on the agenda. The only thing there is some things that make it even stronger, which is the survey they got. They had 232 students that they surveyed. If we had a bigger, wider net to survey more students or survey more parents, and to have ourselves a staff member to go in and find that data. That would be just to make it more powerful. Yeah, and I wouldn't mind volunteering to help out to craft this.
Trustee Schreiber?
So I don't mind volunteering as well. I am curious if you want a broader survey to find out where folks weigh in. How are you looking at making it more powerful, I guess, is my question.
Well, a wider survey and having the surveys that were done were done by the ESSJ students themselves. To have like a staff and member to run that would be better for us.
Okay, because I'm wondering if we can do that and at the same time look at the ESSJ resolution as it's presented and maybe a few small tweaks, figuring out where that, I know you said we don't have budget for that position. Maybe we can have the folks that are at the different sites take more specialized training so they could be more familiar and they could be the touch person instead of hiring a brand new position. Make sure that they have all the training and the connections with the local orgs so they could be that person at every site. And maybe look at trying to formalize the resolution as it stands. Just take out the things that, like I know it talks about how 56% of parents, maybe we take that number out and just say, a majority instead of crunching those numbers, and come as close to the original resolution as we can and have the commitment, have it have more teeth like you suggested, Trustee Gonzalez. Because I agree the Hayward one, even though they reaffirmed it in 2025, it doesn't have the teeth that the sanctuary resolution does. So I'd like to see how close we can stay to the original resolution and then make some small tweaks where it's appropriate. And I'm happy to be one of two.
Thank you. Trustee Irby?
I'm not too concerned about all the whereas. It's the, be it further resolved. It's the specifics of what we're actually doing on site that's going to deliver for the community. Being a son of immigrant parents, I understand. We cannot have students, we cannot have families learning in fear. Frank Herbert, fear is a mind killer. And so it's not so much the whereas, the numbers, the surveys. We know what needs to be done. It's the nuts and bolts of who's going to actually do it. As a trustee who, I've been part of this system for 25 plus years, I think that, and then knowing, actually going to CSBA sponsored seminars on immigration specifically. I too would like to volunteer, and I think that I have the background and the wherewithal of, because we don't have a person. We don't, March 15th has passed. We don't have, we do have people who should be taking care of this, but we don't have a position that's called what it's called in the resolution. So I too would like to volunteer, and I'm saying that for myself, as a person who knows who we have in the district, I understand the knowledge of the people who are in family services specifically. I believe that I could be helpful in crafting a resolution that speaks to what ESSJ wants us to do.
Trustee Kumar?
Thank you, President Rafe. So first off, I am an immigrant myself, so I hear you. And every time I go to India to visit my parents and I come back now, it scares me before I walk through immigration. It's very real. The fear is very real. So I really want to thank you for bringing this up, students especially. So I do believe we all share the same goal here, that is the safety of our immigrant families, our students. I like the idea of having that committee. If we have 3 people who are interested, though, we can't do it because it's Brown Act violation. We should, I don't know if we can do it as a governance session, maybe consider that, so that if everyone wants to weigh in, this is an important issue and seems like everyone's interested in it. So that's something we should look into. I reviewed both versions, and I do have some things though that I really want to pick from the ESSJ version, because I don't know if I'm going to be on this committee. It depends on when you'll plan on meeting. And one of the things, before I go to that, one of the things that one of the students, I believe it was Elijah, who mentioned that they would like to be involved in this. I know, Dr. Thompson, you suggested staff and board members. I was wondering if we could have a couple of student volunteers from ESSJ be part of this process, so they can, it's a transparent process, and they can see where, they can share what they want to share, and I think that it would be very helpful to have them. In terms of what I really liked, so I would like to see a solid, either actually both annual and an onboarding training, like a robust training for our staff, so that every employee in New Haven knows what to do in the event of, an ICE raid or whatever. I do want to see, I like the idea of the expanded multilingual communication. I think it's really important. We are a very diverse district. We should have that. Also a centralized web resource hub where, because what I'm hearing is that the information is there, but it's not easily accessible. So, you know, front-facing, student-facing, you go to our website, it's there. You don't have to dig around. And I would ideally like to see like a formal implementation update. Maybe we set a timeline, like a 90-day update from you and staff so we can see, you know, what have we done? You know, things like these are the school sites where we've trained our teachers. These are the school sites where we've put up signs. These are the websites where now you can see, you know, so just a simple update so that we're all accountable. And, you know, there is follow through if that's possible. This is just to the committee.
Yeah, I agree about the governance session is a great idea.
Yeah, I concur. I'm down.
Yeah, the only challenge is time. So, I mean, we have plenty of it, but we only have one board meeting before the end of the school year, 2 in June. So scheduling, I mean, it's really, let's pick a date. And if you want a governance session, we could do that. But coordinating the 5 schedules in the next week and a half is maybe going to be the biggest challenge.
We'll make it happen.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like we can make it happen.
Do you want to try to pick a date now? Do you want me to send something out?
Let's try to pick a date now. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I just want to say though that in my own, there where I teach at Hayward, it's not implemented properly. It's not done. I would be honored though if my hometown, my alma mater district here does this right. And I don't need to have my name on, like I want to be part of the committee. As long as it's brought forward, I can give my input there. The committee does the work. I know time is of the essence. I want to get it done. I wish it was done tonight. We voted on it and we can tweak the wording and update it at the next or yearly or whatever the data. I just want to get it done. So I don't, if the committee, if I'm in the way just in order to we meet quorum, like I don't need to be on the committee. Like somebody can go ahead and we have community members on it. That'd be great. Students on there.
So am I hearing right then that you are stepping back and the 2 of them can do it? In that case, we don't need a governance session.
Yeah.
Okay, then I can work with, Trustee Irby and Trustee Freeberger are the 2. And so that'll be easier.
And can we have, can we meet with students?
We'll reach out to Ivan and Mr. Santos and see who might want to be involved. And so that that makes it a lot easier to schedule, but it'll probably have to be after school, I would assume at some point. Should be all right.
Yeah.
We'll work on, as a to-do, I'll work on getting out dates, times, and who might be interested from ESSJ.
Yeah. And I want to make sure all your points were captured because they were great.
Will it be okay if I email them to you?
Yes. Thanks. Thank you. So just move on to the next. All right. So do we have any committee reports that trustees would like to share? Okay, Trustee Irby?
Mission Valley updates for ROP. We have 1, 2, 3 scholars who are receiving our scholarship winners for the MVROP Student of the Year. I've got to put my glasses on. Jose Rivera is going to receive the Transportation Pathway Automotive Technology Program scholarship. Elena Padala, it will receive the MVRP Cybersecurity Program, Information and Communication Technologies Pathway. And William Hong, Health and Science Medical Technology Pathway for nursing, the MVROP Nursing Assistant Program. They will be having the awards ceremony on May 7th at 7 p.m. at the Fremont Marriott Silicon Valley Hotel. Also, from MVROP, there's capital improvements in all the automotive shops. That includes James Logan High School. Plans are underway at the main building for MVROP to upgrade their wireless network and support wiring. And that's for MVROP. For the Alameda County School Boards Association, April 30th, they had a meeting on instructional excellence, the board's role in the LCAP. Really, there were two main topics. It was a CSBA update on the May revised budget, governor's revised budget. And the second was an AI conversation around ChatGPT utilization for summarizing portions of the LCAP, which is going to be shared on the Superintendent's Friday update with the rest of the board. And that's it for me.
Thank you, Trustee Irby. Anyone else? NHS,
No, no committee.
no
updates.
foundation?
Not any updates.
Okay. All righty, so we move on. So now, may I have a volunteer to read the resolution? Like on adoption. Like item number 13, may I have a, I'd like to invite a volunteer to read the resolution. Recognition of student board member Bella Gonzalez.
Fight over?
Yes.
Rock, paper, scissors? Did I win?
Yes.
Recognition of student board member Bella Gonzalez. Whereas Bella Gonzalez has served with distinction as the James Logan High School student representative to the New Haven Unified School District Board of Education for the 2025-2026 school year. And whereas Bella has contributed deeply to the district, its schools, and the community, truly distinguishing herself through her dedication to public service. And whereas Bella has consistently represented the best interests of the students of the New Haven Unified School District with integrity. And whereas Bella has exemplified the ideal of civic duty through her steadfast representation of our community's youth, continuing the tradition of professionalism in student governance by her example. And whereas Bella will soon conclude her term as student representative, leaving a lasting impact on the Board of Education. And whereas Bella plans to attend community college before transferring to a university in the Los Angeles area to pursue a career as a high school English teacher. And whereas Bella aspires to travel the globe to visit every world wonder, including embarking on a solo journey within the United States. And whereas the New Haven Unified School District Board of Education recognizes and values the vital participation and perspective of student Representative Gonzalez, now therefore be it resolved that the New Haven Unified School District Board of Education commends Bella Gonzalez for her dedicated service to the district and her meaningful contributions to the Board of Education. And be it finally resolved that the New Haven Unified School District Board of Education wishes Bella Gonzalez the best of luck and continued success in all her future endeavors. Passed and adopted by the Governing Board of Education of the New Haven Unified School District, County of Alameda, this 5th day of May 2026 by the following vote.
Thank you, Trustee Kumar. May I have a motion and second to adopt resolution number 062-2526, recognition of student board member Bella Gonzalez.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Yay, all right. Thanks. Okay, now, can we go? Now, may I have a motion and second to adopt resolution number 063-2526 SOS for student achievement?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. May I have a motion and second to approve a proposed calendar of regular board meetings 2026 to 2027?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. May I have a motion and second to approve site infrastructure and facility priority list?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. May I have a motion and second to adopt resolution number 061-2526, adoption of a developer-free justification study?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. May I have a motion and second to amend adoption of resolution number 059-2526, declaration of need for fully qualified educators, fiscal year 2026-27?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. May I have a motion and second to approve NHUSD initial proposal for reopener negotiations with the California State Employee Association?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. May I have a motion and second to approve agreement with American Scoreboards LLC for software and licenses at James Logan High School?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. May I have a motion and second to approve MOU with L.A. Shante Smith LEP for 2025-26?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. Consent agenda items. Are there any items on which trustees have questions or need clarification or would like pulled for separate vote? Seeing none, may I have a motion and second to approve consent agenda items 14A through 14Z?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Aye.
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 Aye, thank you. May I have a motion and second to approve, this is done. Okay. Any comments from trustees regarding governance? No, seeing none. Okay, are there board trustee requests for staff? Thank you, seeing none. And there being no further business, this meeting is adjourned at 8:39. Thank you.